Turning now to your community focus. Earlier this week, the Rhode Island Foundation released recommendations for how Rhode Island should spend more than $1 billion in federal American Rescue Plan Act funds. Here to talk about that and more, Neil Steinberg, the president and CEO of the Rhode Island Foundation. Thanks so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you, Kim.
So I want to start with something that I think is important. The Rhode Island Foundation, at the end of the day, is not going to get to decide how this money is spent. That's going to be up to the Rhode Island State Legislature. So why did the foundation decide to put out these recommendations, and how did you come up with them?
Sure. So 6 months ago, when it was announced that this $1.1 billion was coming to Rhode Island, separate from money to the cities and towns, separate from other pockets like K-12 education, we did it to help. So we are able to convene, and with the Rhode Island Public Expenditures Council and with the Economic Progress Institute, we partnered with them. We put together a group of 15 people. We went out for public input. We got focus groups. We had community meetings, people sending in through email ideas. And again, we did it because we can. We're Rhode Island's Community Foundation. This is what we do. And so that's what we did. And it was a very intense effort. We got a lot of input, and then we made some fundamental decisions in the beginning as we're doing this. So we came up with guidelines. One of the first guidelines was equity. This needed to be fair and equitable, and the guidelines from the feds were that it should help those most impacted. So many groups, communities of color, the elderly, many were really hit hard by this. So that was there. We wanted to be sustainable. These are long-term dollars. We have 3 years to allocate them, another 2 years after that to spend them. They're not go out the door real quick, all of it. And then we went to prioritize, and we decided not to spread peanut butter of just everything gets a little money. Where can we make big change? And so the themes that emerged in the recommendations that went with them were housing, were behavioral health, mental health, substance abuse that everybody's seeing every day, workforce development. We need to get people back to work. We need to retrain people. Small business, we came up with an innovative idea on neighborhood trust, which is place-based, and then some money, $50 million at the end for more immediate needs to get out to help nonprofits, help those in need.
Neil, you mentioned kind of soliciting thoughts from the community, asking people to actually send ideas in. I think we even asked our viewers to send those ideas in. What kind of response did you get? And are there any specific emails or letters that you got that you could share with us?
Well, we got over 400 that way. Then we talked to different industry groups and nonprofit sectors and got information. And then, as I said, we did the focus groups. You know, those big themes, $405 million for housing is the biggest allocation that we recommended. That came from a lot of those groups. We got a lot of local recommendations, a lot of, I would like my organization to get $75,000, $250,000. We didn't approach it as just a broad grant program, but a lot of, you know, local ideas, remembering the cities and towns are getting over $500 million. So there's money, especially in the larger urban areas, to do hyper-local, fix the sewers, for example. Some of the things that we got ideas on, like broadband, expanding broadband. Great idea. We believe it's going to be in the infrastructure bill that's coming down the pike. So there's a lot of money.
Yeah, speaking of how much money there is, I think we have a breakdown that we can put up on the screen for people that show those 6 areas that you mentioned of how the foundation wants to break this down, and you can see those ticking down there on your screen. Obviously, the top 2 priorities, as you've mentioned, housing and behavioral health. I think you've explained a little bit about why. Can you talk us through some of the specifics of how that money will be spent on housing and behavioral health?
Yeah, so if you go to the report, if somebody wants to read it, there's a pretty good executive summary at our website, rifoundation.org. Underneath that, we have breakdowns. So we have money for permanent supportive housing for the homeless. We should be able to cure homelessness in this state with this money, to build and subsidize apartments for people on low and moderate income housing needs. In the behavioral health facilities, right? So we have an issue here where the community health centers get a lot of funding, community mental health centers don't. We know there's this acute need for opioid substance abuse help, training. So this is where workforce development and that sector overlap. We need more people trained. We need more child psychiatrists. We need more behavioral health people on the ground, especially in some of the underserved communities. And so we have specific breakdowns. We made the decision to be focused, to be prioritized, and to be actionable. These can be done. The end, $50 million for immediate use, let's get it out the door with the legislature, and we presented it to them. Our worst case example is that we do not want to all be sitting here in 5 years saying whatever happened to that $1 billion.
Right, yeah.
That's why we did what we did.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're trying to get at the core of a lot of the bigger issues. I think even we had Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza on yesterday discussing the homeless issues in Providence, saying a lot of these people have serious mental health problems. So those behavioral health centers and the training that you're talking about is kind of getting deeper into the issue that creates larger problems within the community.
Every topic that we recommended was pre-existing to COVID. We had challenges in every single one of these. COVID just made everything worse. So one of the challenges is you're trying to make up for 10 years of not having enough housing, years of not doing things that we didn't have the funding to do. And the other thing that's unique about this is typically, and this is what we do, we try and help with groups solve problems. Typically, we all get together and we come up with solutions. And at the very end, where you get stuck is where are we going to get the money? This time the money came first. This is a once in a generation opportunity, and it's the people's money. It's our money. And I push back when people say it's free. On April 15th, we're all paying for it. And we'll be paying for years. So we really need to make sure that we maximize the benefit on this.
Let's talk about the money again, because when you look at that list, the small businesses, $100 million by itself sounds like quite a lot of money. But when you look at it compared to what the other aspects of the breakdown look at, it seems kind of small. And we were just hearing from Rick Simone of the Federal Hill Association saying about the supply chain issues and the price hikes. We've heard from small businesses throughout the pandemic saying, we need more money, we're not getting enough. It seems as though this is kind of a really small chunk for the small businesses. What was the thought process there?
So a couple of things. One, on the other hand, and all of what you just said is true, some of our leaders tell us how great the economy is doing in Rhode Island, that we're one of the best in the recovery. So it's not even, right? There are pockets, I think, that need it. And the other thing is, again, true to what we believe was a directive from the federal government, is this is focused on very small businesses and small businesses in the communities of color that were very hard hit. So we're not trying to fix it. And there's other money around. There's money to help the restaurants, I think, fix up outside so we can continue to eat outside with heaters and things. This was very focused, and it was in balance with the others. So we truly believe that this is in priority order, although everything's important depending where you sit.
I know we will certainly be tracking this money and how it's spent in the coming months and years, but thank you so much for being here.
You're
Neil
welcome.
Steinberg, President and CEO of the Rhode Island Foundation. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for highlighting it. Appreciate it.
Thank you.